Hello and welcome back to another episode of Marvel Mad. I'm your host as always, Dwayne the Captain Coffee, and finally it's happened. The Fantastic Four has officially been released and they have stepped fully within the MCU. And what a first step it has been. Now we're going to deep dive into Fantastic Four first step, so it is a spoiler review. Everything what I say from now on, that lot, full spoilers and everything that lot. And let's get introduced into Marvel's first family. And let me say, it's easily one of the strongest MCU debuts we've had in years. So it's well worth going to see that lot. So let's break down the team first now. Now Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards. Honest to God, I did have my doubts, but Pedro Pascal is an amazing actor and he just feels perfect as Mr. Fantastic. He's like the smartest guy in the room. He's always building and solving things and trying to think 3 steps ahead. And he just carries the weight of the characters with just such ease. It's just brilliant. And it just feels like he's ripped right out of the comics, like using his powers and stuff. It's probably the best like elastic sort of showing of his powers I've ever seen. Like there's a scene in the film where it looks like he's basically about getting ripped apart by Galactus and that lot, and it just looked so visually good, just him being stretched, and it's like going to get to that point where he's literally going to pull his arms and legs off. It looked fantastic. So easily one of the best visualizations of the power. It really is. And I say I can't rave enough as well about the visuals, the chemistry between them all, the story. Like I said, we'll get on with the story, but it was just one of the best Marvel films we've had in donkeys now. Now, Venessa Kirby as Sue Storm, again, just brilliant. How her powers looked were fantastic. Using that sort of telekinesis sort of movement, but also like putting shields up and like pushing objects and stuff like that. And like obviously the invisible side of her as well, and obviously being the Invisible Woman, was just perfect. I like it. So well done, it really wasn't that lot, and not just the powers as well. Like she brought that core emotion, and she balanced the relationships with Reed, with Johnny, with Ben, just so well, and it gave it that sort of authentic family vibe. It felt perfect, and it felt just right. Now Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm, the Human Torch. Again, I've never seen some powers done so spectacularly. Like right at the beginning of the film, he just like there's like a fire, and he just absorbs all the fire going in that lot. Like there's like fire crews on the bottom, and he just absorbs all the fire in. It just looked brilliant that lot, and like flying through the city. And then, like at the beginning of the film, where he's like your classic cocky lad, Jack the lad. Like see, he sort of demonstrates and says it himself. He likes space, he likes women, he likes flying. That's all Johnny's about, sort of thing. But say by the end of the film, he's the one that sort of cracks the alien language from Challa-Bal. He reveals her sort of backstory, how she become the Herald, and it just has some of the best like bantering moments with Ben as well. And the evolution of his character is really nice and just fire. No pun intended, but it was so good now. And yeah, I hope we see all these characters in a lot more of future things, because it's just so well, so done, so well now. It really is good. Now, again, finally, the Fantastic Four, we have the thing, Ben Grimm, played by Ebon Moss-Bachrach. I thought, for first off, I was really worried about the beard. I did not think the beard was I thought the beard was going to look stupid and really off-putting, but it actually worked. It really did now, like, and it was like he was like really tough and like not mean, but it was like a tough shell on the outside, but then deep down he had a heart of gold and was like a really soft heart and that lot. Like he was always like trying to impress the kids and have a laugh and joke with everybody, but it just felt grounded when he was with him. Like he was the one that figured out Sue was pregnant right at the beginning. His relationship with Johnny, always like bantering off each other and then like he gets just flung away by Galactus, and obviously Johnny saves him. He's like, what time is it? What time is it, Ben? What time is it? I'm not saying it. It's like, what time is it, Ben? And he launches him into Galactus and he's like, it's clobbering time. I was like, yes. I really weren't too sure if they was going to do it. It was just like, what he said in the cartoons, which I just loved that lot. And like, what time is it? What time is it? And he said it. I was buzzing, absolutely buzzing that lot. Now let's talk about Galactus though. Ralph Ineson's voice alone was just perfect. That lot, it just gave you chills. But then the whole look of him, he's a person. He's actually a person. Like, you see him on his throne, as he jumps off his throne a lot. He's just presence. The design is literally ripped out of the comics. It was so well done, and he's terrifying but majestic at the same time. And even though like by the end of the film he gets like spat to the edges of the universe sort of thing with no sort of ship, we're going to see him again, definitely in that light. They've not killed him, they've just misplaced him. And 100% he's got to come back now because he was just perfect. He is Galactus. That was how well he was done. It was just his eyes, just like, oh, so good. Honestly, honest to God, it was just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But let's talk about the story. So we don't get no origin story or anything like that sort of thing. They're basically like a talk show host, and they're going about the Fantastic Four, and this is how they got the powers. These are some of the villains they've faced. Like you see Mole Man. I loved Mole Man. Mole Man's quite an occurring presence as well throughout the film and everything. Because by the end they sort of use him and the Subterranea to send people down there just so they're out of the way of the danger and stuff. But yeah, you see Mole Man in their fight with him and the giant alien monster at the beginning. You see, you see Red Ghost's monkeys. You don't actually see Red Ghost himself, because I think that's the part John Malkovich was supposed to be playing, was Red Ghost, which I don't know whether it was just going to be a little cameo thing like how sort of Mole Man was used, but I still would have liked to see Red Ghost, not just his monkeys. So I'm a bit that sort of thing. But it was nice them referencing and showing them other baddies they've used as well now, which I thought was really nice now. But then obviously by the end, Earth has been targeted to be devoured by Galactus, and it's Challa-Bal, the one leading the charge. But at the same time, Reed and Sue discover that they're expecting a child, and at first they don't think anything of it. It's just going to be a normal child, and they do all the tests and everything seems to be okay in that lot sort of thing. But they go off to space, try and find Galactus' ship and try and reason with it, and they just sort of hone in on Franklin basically, and that child is all powerful. He's going to have cosmic powers that's going to be beyond what you would even imagine sort of thing. That's why he's hiding it from you. And I won't devour your Earth, I won't do anything that lot. Give me the child, it will satisfy my hunger and that lot, and it can just be done sort of thing. You can be left alone, just give me the child and that lot. Obviously they say no and head back to Earth 838, which is like a lovely nod as well to Jack Kirby. Jack and Stan was obviously the founding members, the founding people that created the Fantastic Four. I like how they used the 838 as part of his birthday sort of thing, which was really nice. How he was born, and there was fitting tributes for Jack Kirby at the end as well, which was really, really sweet. I know you see a lot of stuff for Stan Lee, and we all miss Stan Lee and everything like that, but it's just nice to give Jack Kirby his credit as well. So it wasn't all just Stan. Jack did have a lot of input as well, which is really nice, and it was a nice tribute to him sort of thing there. But obviously they go back and they try and hatch a plan sort of thing, and what they come up with is they build these massive gates and beacons all around the Earth and everything, and if they can set all them off at the same time, instead of moving Galactus' ship or anything like that, they move the planet away out of Galactus' reach sort of thing. And yeah, all perfect, all starts to go to plan a lot. They're about to do it, and then all of a sudden the Silver Surfer comes in and starts wrecking everything up sort of thing. And it comes to one final gate sort of portal thing, and they have a massive, they lower Galactus into New York, into Times Square, and let's try and get him. And the whole battle with Galactus as well, he's that imposing, everything they do just didn't phase him at all. Then sort of Reed figures out you've got obviously the giant gate things on his back that he gets pumped with all the lava and like earth planet essence sort of thing, and he figures out if you can open them sort of thing, it will slow him down and stop him. So they try and that's like the only sort of weakness he's have, and then all of a sudden it's like Sue's like uses that mother instinct just to go, no, you're not taking my child, you can do one, and she literally like, uses all of her power and essence to try and push him into the portal, and it looks like he's worked, but then all of a sudden he sort of breaks free in that lot, and she's still pushing away in that lot, and it comes down to Challa-Bal like sacrificing herself basically to have that one final push, because like when we said with Johnny figuring out that her backstory, she sacrificed herself to protect her planet, and like there's like through these messages throughout the film that I thought myself their messages were going to be from like the stuff we've already seen in the MCU, but it's not. It's like other planets that are calling out for Challa-Bal or calling out to be like, what's the word, protected, because they don't want to be sacrificed themselves, which is really nice. And like Johnny's the one that figures out the alien language and figures out, look, all these people are crying for help, you could have stopped it. And she does this time. She is like one final push to take Galactus through this portal to send him on to the furthest reaches of the planes of the universe sort of thing, which they can't get him. And that was really nice, that lot. And we're definitely going to see Galactus again all day long. That's not him one and done. With a power so cosmic like Galactus, there's no way that's helping again sort of thing. But through all that power, Sue does die, and looks like she's gone, and Reed's there trying to revive her sort of thing, but it just takes Franklin to go on her and use his like cosmic power to bring her back to life, which is really nice. And yeah, it was just how powerful is Franklin now. Like, obviously we know in the comics he's almightily bleeding powerful now, but yeah, it was just a really nice touching moment. And then obviously the talk about what happened and that sort of thing, and all the people from Subterranea come back and everything, and it was a nice like fitting end sort of thing. Obviously then it is to the post-credit scenes, and we have 4 years later. Now for me, this is some of the things that let this film down. Now the first post-credit scene was supposed to have been directed by the Russo brothers. Now when you hear that, you expect, oh, this is going to be really good, like Thunderbolts was, and it's going to lead either directly into that post-credit scene or something bigger into Avengers Doomsday. And we get Sue just reading a book to Franklin. Franklin wants a different book. She goes away, finds this book he wants. She senses somebody's there, and she comes back. Now, cape-wise and stuff like that, looked really nice. Proper nice green sort of. And the texture as well looked really nice. And then he's holding this shitty, utterly awful looking Doom mask. And then it just ends there. Now throughout the film you have like Latvia like chair always empty and stuff like that sort of thing. And I was hoping to see just a glimpse of him or a bleeding Doom bot or something. But nothing. The only time you see Doom is this post-credit scene with the crappiest, disgustingest looking Doom mask I've ever seen. Please, for the love of God, make sure we have a better Doom mask in the film. And that's the only thing you're going to get as well before Doomsday. Like, he's not going to be in any of the Spider-Man things. He's not going to be in anything on telly, on Disney+. So, pretty much, Avengers Doomsday needs to be about 3.5 hours bloody long. Because you have rushed this character so much. To have a film named after him, you've got a lot of explaining to do for that film. And now I can even see, I'm going to come to the realisation it's not going to come out next year. It's going to be pushed back again till April, May at least of 2027. And they're leaving it too long. Leaving it way too long in that lot. They need to have Spider-Man pull out a Hail Mary to keep you excited. They really do, and I think they've shot themselves in the foot this time. They really have in that lot, and it just worries me. Really does. And then the second post-credit scene, I think if the post-credit scenes were the other way around, I think I'd have enjoyed this second one more, because it's just like a trailer for the Fantastic Four cartoon, and you see all the little characters fighting, see Red Ghost fighting him, and you see them fighting Mole Man, and it's clobbering time and stuff like that. That I didn't mind, but I think I'd have probably enjoyed that more if that was first and then this Doom thing was last. Because after you've seen that first post-credit scene, you see the Doom thing and that lot. For me, I was expecting more. I was like, oh well, you'll obviously get a bigger post-credit scene in the end. That's one that's directed by the Russo brothers. That's the one that's gonna really be like, wow, here we go, really hyping it up. And then you get it, you have a bit of a chuckle, and then you're like, what the hell have I just watched? Like, just why? It's really, really annoying, that lot. It really, really is, that lot. But anyway, that's just me nitpicking things that lot. Because all in all, I think Fantastic Four First Steps was easily a top tier MCU film, especially an MCU debut film as well. The cast is flawless. The story has heart, humour, and there's massive stakes as well. And it was just done just perfectly in that lot. And it felt like the proper start of something fantastic, no pun intended. And for me, I could easily give this that if the post-credit scenes was better and we had a bit more Doom, it'd been 10 out of 10 film for me all day long, that lot. But just for them niggly little sort of things, it's only a 9.5 out of 10. 9.5, it's still up there, still one of the better MCU films I've had for a long while. I loved Thunderbolts, but this blows Thunderbolts out of the water. It really does, that lot. And I just want to know what they're going to do with Doom now. And we need answers now. Like, we really, really do. But anyway, go and see Fantastic Four First Steps. It is an amazing film. You don't need no backstory or history about Fantastic Four. It literally tells you it there, and then you can go in blind and just see it for what it is. So yeah, go and check out Fantastic Four First Steps. Like, share and subscribe. And let me know what you thought when you see Fantastic Four. I really would appreciate it. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us on another episode of Marvel Mad, and we'll see you all next time. Thank you very much, guys, and see you soon.